Early in the morning, I love coming downstairs, opening the curtains and sitting right here. The light comes in behind me and I can read. And the sofa is so comfortable and cozy that it's definitely one of my favorite spots. My name's Jennifer. I'm a renewable energy procurement manager for a big tech company, and I've been in Dubai for 2.5 years. We live in a place called Al Fajan. It's about 10 miles from downtown Dubai. This house is brand new. We bought it directly from the developer. It is a 4-bedroom townhouse. The original door wasn't very practical, so we decided to change it, and we went with a door that had a panel right in the middle that let in a ton of light. We get evening light on that side of the house and it really brightens up the corridor. In addition, we got 2 large maps essentially of the Middle East that really show the history of the area. When you walk into the townhouse, the stairs are the first thing you see. They're so unusual, really, really different, kind of artistic, and just a very striking part of the house. Even with no furniture, the stairs is what you see. The living room is visible as soon as you come through the front door. So you see straight through the house into the garden, which is very, very green and lets in so much light that it just really makes this whole space feel alive. It also has floor-to-ceiling windows in the back and on the side that let in so much light. It's a very, very bright and airy room. We try to distinguish the back end of the living room to be sort of the TV sofa area. So we have a rather large TV, but we love to watch old films and we're kind of movie buffs. So it seemed like a good investment for us to have a nice area where we can just kind of sit back and relax and take in the garden. So we really do get to have almost like a 360 view of the house, the garden, and then on the other wall, we have all our plants. We wanted a lot of greenery and to have, kind of bring the outdoors in. So we have a good variety of plants and my responsibility is just to keep them alive. The kitchen is probably quite small in the context of the size of the house, but it's very functional for me and my husband. It is very well organized, which I think keeps it very clean, and we had to be maybe a bit creative with some of the storage, but overall very functional for 2 people who don't cook every day. The study probably should have been a guest room. It has the best view of the pool. But instead of having it as a guest room and only being really used a couple of times a year, we decided to make it into my husband's study. He's a writer, so we have all our very intellectual books in there, a lot of our trinkets and souvenirs that we picked up while we traveled, a lot of art. My sister actually paints, and she did a very beautiful Lawrence of Arabia-esque picture that hangs in there as well. The garden was something we were so excited to work on. It was one of the first things we did when we moved in. I had such a vision for this oasis. I grew up in North London, walks in Hampstead Heath, swimming in the ponds, and always wanted to have something like that of my own. And in Dubai, you just kind of have to create it. So we looked at all the plants that are native, that really thrive in this very, very harsh environment. It can get to 44 degrees. It's incredibly hot and sunny. So we tried to be smart about the kind of plants we could really grow and that would really flourish here. So we had bougainvillea in the garden that grows up on the side. It has these beautiful pink and purple flowers. We had ficus at the back, which essentially both provides privacy, but also just a wall of greenery. That was a beautiful backdrop to the garden. We had the grasses and flowers to really bring some pops of color and wilderness to the space. And then obviously we have this pool. It is such a privilege to have our own pool. Like when it's really hot or when you come back from a run and you just want to jump in to cool off, it is amazing to have something like that. It is somewhere I go and I try to visit it every single day. So once I finish work, I will jump into the pool. It kind of feels like I can unwind and like I can relax. It is a place also where we socialize and we have friends come, or I can just sit on the float and read a book. We're very lucky. We have a projector which we can obviously use on any white wall, but one of the things we like to do is project it over the pool. So when we have friends over or we just want to chill together, we can just watch something while being in the water. The master bedroom overlooks the garden. We have a lovely view of the neighborhood, and I have aspirations for that plumeria tree to grow as tall as it possibly can and visible from the bedroom. The bed itself is a canopy bed. My husband added these linen curtains to it to give it a sort of almost romantic castaway look. And we also wanted to make it incredibly viable for a great night's sleep. So we have blackout curtains, we invested in a really good mattress. For us, it's just so important to sleep really well when you lead an active kind of lifestyle. All the bathrooms in the house are pretty functional and generic. They're not particularly aesthetic, but they're perfectly fine. The master bathroom is probably the only room we will do some sort of renovation to. Maybe next year we'd want to expand it, maybe get a bath and his and her sinks perhaps. But that's probably the only area that will develop. My study is a very multifunctional room. It's got obviously a desk and I can work from there as needed, but it also has my walking pad and computer. In Dubai, especially in the summer, it's not very walker friendly and it can be a challenge to get my 10,000 steps. So I like to be able to walk on the walking pad and watch YouTube videos. It also has a pull-out bed for guests or family visiting. So it definitely is multifunctional for us. The house came with this additional space that really could have been anything, but when I looked at it, I could see these built-in shelves and a movable ladder. Very Beauty and the Beast. We worked with a local carpenter from Sharjah, and it's made of hardwood. It really goes, I think, with the tones and aesthetic in the house. Very kind of wood with greens and plants. Obviously, it has all our books there to sit and read. It gets really lovely light in the afternoons. We wanted it to be a very kind of cozy space where you can kind of just sit, curl with a good book, and if you're really lucky, a cat will come and sit on your lap. There are 2 terraces. One of them is at the front of the house. It currently isn't in use. I think it might be a sort of second-year plan to put some plants there. The other one is very much utilized by our cats. We have 3 cats, all of them rescues. You have Finn, who is actually from the UK and came with us when we moved to Dubai. And then we have Lily and Lara, who were 2 kittens we met 2 months into being here. They were in sort of desperate need of some veterinary attention, so we kind of stepped in and they've been part of the family ever since. We enclosed the space there so it was safe for them to kind of sit, and they like to go there in the mornings and in the evenings. The roof terrace currently has solar panels to heat our water, and the other half of the roof terrace is currently not being utilized. We have a vision of having solar panels up there, potentially next year. The local utility does have a system where you can net off your renewable power from the solar panels against your consumption, which is something we really would like to do. It also has a really nice view of the area. The local area, Al Fajan, is still very much a work in progress. We expect it to still be in flux for the next sort of 5 years. But once it's finished, I think will be a really lovely community. And from that viewpoint, you really do get a lovely view of the city. We have these 2 portraits that one of my best friends in London's mum, Daniela Sacchetti, created for us. They are portraits of us with our cats, and they're beautiful and always make me so happy every time I look at them. We also have a travel board that my husband got us, where we capture all the places we've been together, where we've been separately. We have a little competition about how many countries we've been to. We do love to travel, and Dubai is such a great place for that because you're right in the middle of Europe, Asia, Africa, and there are so many places to explore. I think a home should always be your refuge or your place to recharge and relax and get you ready to get back out there and face the day again. And this house is that for me.
Can you tell us something surprising about yourself?
It may surprise you to know that I am the elder sister of the creator of this channel. And my younger sister lives in Dubai, and together we have rescued 6 cats, 2 rabbits, and a tortoise.